Is it possible to make money online without being considered a so-called expert? And the answer is yes. Today's podcast, we're going to be talking about 3 ways you can make money online without being a certified expert, whatever that means. And I want to talk really briefly first about where this is coming from. There's a lot of chatter online. It's been going on for as long as people were making money online about this. Hey, you need to be an expert. You can't say you could help someone with something if you're not an expert. And just recently it came up again because the Joe Rogan podcast had this guy named Douglas Murray on. And again, not to get in the political atmosphere of it all, but a lot of his arguments, Douglas Murray, was based around this idea that, hey, you came to talk about this because you're not an expert. So this also, again, is going on in the online space. There is on one side a lot of individuals who are taking advantage of people online, right? Saying, hey, I can help you make 7 figures in your business, yet they've never hit 7 figures before. And that's where people get a little upset. They'll go, hey, you haven't made 7 figures, so how are you going to teach me to make 7 figures? And that's a valid argument, honestly. It's valid. It's a good question, right? On the flip side of that, then there's the other side of it where because of this, hey, you can't make money online unless you've done X, Y, Z. The question becomes, hey, where do I start then? Like I think about going to get a job and they're like, hey, the qualifications are, it's an entry level position, but you need to have 20 years of work experience. What was the point of entry level? So this is your entry level into making money online. And so there are 3 ways you could do it in a non-sleazy, non-crappy marketing way where you're claiming that you could help people do something that you really can't help. And I'm also going to give you some real world examples of how I first started online and was able to make money even though I wasn't claiming to be an expert. So the first thing we got to get in the way is how does one make money? Well, it's just by providing value. You hear that a lot, but then it's this question of, okay, what is value? What does that even mean? And sometimes it feels like a very, just a ridiculous value, this mystical thing of how do I know I'm providing value? Here's the simple answer. You're taking away problems or you're making them easier. That's it. If you can take away problems for another individual, another business, or again, another individual, you can charge money for that. If you are completely taking that problem away, you can charge even more money. So that's the baseline that I want you to start with is as long as I'm removing obstacles and excuses for people and why they can't achieve what they want, I can then charge money. And sometimes the reason I'm starting with this is sometimes people get in their head and they're like, well, I can't charge money for this because, it's out there somewhere or whatever, like the excuse that you give yourself. But the fact of the matter is, if you're making it easier and someone's going to take that and make money with it or make their life easier, then get time back to go with their family, you can, in fact, charge money with it. And I also want to have this one more point before I get into the three ways you can make money online without being an expert. And no, none of these are going to be a fake it till you make it situation. Is you deserve and you should be able to make money online. There's another part of your brain probably that's like, man, do I deserve to make money? Is it okay that I make money doing certain things? Yes. The answer is yes, so long as you're providing value. Okay, now that caveat out of the way, the first one I really enjoy, and the first way you can make money online is becoming a curator of information. I had this buddy of mine who was struggling with the same things that I did when I first got started. And he was a sales coach and he wanted to help people with sales training. And he said, well, most of my stuff comes from other places. And, I don't know how comfortable I feel or that I should be charging for this since I didn't invent it myself. And here is my answer to that. Instead of saying, hey, this is my methodology, in fact, it's not yours, you stole it from somebody else. Instead of saying that and charging money for it, how about you just become the curator of information? What you're going to do is you're going to charge for the how-to. Here's what I mean. You're going to gate the how do you do it. You can talk about why, what, all this. You've probably heard this before, but you're going to charge for the how. So imagine a world where you're a sales trainer, you're a sales coach, and a lot of your stuff comes from Sandler and Jeremy Miner. What you're going to do is you're going to create, let's say, for example, a newsletter that you could charge $5 a month or whatever to subscribe to, whatever the dollar amount is. But then you're going to deliver other people's information to them and then explain how you apply it to your own business. Why is this a weird loophole? Why is this okay? Because what you're doing is you're allowing them not having to scour the internet to find the right thing to do. You then are going to explain how to apply it. There's a lot of these YouTube videos that even the one I'm making now that you're going to hear this and you're going to go, man, that's a really good idea. I want to execute on this, but I don't know how. I don't know the steps yet I should take to execute that vision. Well, that's where something like a, hey, here's a how-to course or newsletter, paid newsletter, or there's several different iterations of this you could choose from, but that's why people would pay. You're making it easier for them to get access to that value. And secondarily to that, you're helping them apply it to their real life. There's usually a disconnect there. There's also a subset of this, which is becoming an affiliate for those people. So, for example, imagine a world where I have a newsletter or a paid podcast, let's say, and I bring on let's just stick to the sales kind of a analogy we were saying earlier. Jeremy Miner is someone that I pull from a lot. So I'm going to bring Jeremy Miner to that community, and I'm going to charge people to have him there and introduce them to Jeremy Miner. And if they buy Jeremy Miner's course or sign up for a program of his or whatever, I have an affiliate link. So now I'm building a network of people. I'm building a community. I'm building an audience of people who want that type of thing, bringing the original creator to them, and then making money for the connection. Which brings me to number 2, which I'll get to in a second. There's already kind of iterations of this that are happening. So for example, I have in the past made videos. If you are following me on YouTube, you've seen my book debriefs. Now, I don't make money on those, but there was an initial thought that I had when I was doing this was doing a debrief to the book, explaining the book. Think of it like a book review. I'm breaking it down, but also showcasing how you can apply some of those concepts to your own business. And then where the money would come in, if I went down this path, would be number 1, obviously, if I'm putting on YouTube, I can make money on AdSense that way. If I got, monetized and all that. The other part is I could put an affiliate link to like an Amazon where every time they buy the book, I'm getting a little bit of that. The other idea is, for example, if I do this enough and I'm bringing an audience, that's where the people, authors of books who struggle oftentimes with getting the word out that their book is out there and then it's good, would pay me to make that content. Now, the reason I didn't do this, which is I guess a disclaimer, depends on your thing, is I enjoyed making those book debriefs, and I enjoyed the fact that like I chose the book and I really enjoyed, like I didn't want to, there's a situation that came up where someone was going to pay me to make a book debrief on their book, and I read the book and I didn't like it. And for me personally, I didn't want to get paid to like shit on their book. It just didn't make sense to me. And if I can't get into the book, I don't want to be paid and then be forced to make it. It was a conundrum for me, but maybe you're like, oh, I don't mind doing that. Cool. Kudos to you. Go get it. Go get after it. Right. So anyway, that's just an example of becoming the curator of information. You're being paid to get reach to the other individual. You're getting paid to make it easier for your audience to gain access to this information and understand how to do it. So that's the first way you can make money online, is becoming the curator of information. So the other one, which I kind of alluded to in the first, is becoming a connector. I'm stealing this 1,000%. This strategy comes from a guy named Joe Polish, who I talk about a lot on the channel. He's a good friend of mine, so I can't, he's like a mentor to me. I'm going to talk about him all the time. So if you're unfamiliar with Joe Polish, he has a network called Genius Network. And the whole concept of this network is, as he first got started, he was a copywriter, was a dead broke carpet cleaner, as he talked about, and then he learned copywriting and marketing, and then started bringing really, really smart copywriters together and to share ideas. That evolved into what we know now today as Genius Network, where you have to pay $35,000 or $100,000 to be in this group. But how he makes money and the why he could charge $35,000 is because these people are coming with very big problems that they want to solve in their life or in their business. And because of his network, because he's able to connect people together, he then could charge for this community. So there's a lot of different ways you do this. Number 1 is kind of like I'm alluding to, having a paid community. So imagine a world where, again, you're not an expert. You're not the person that's going to help you get to $1 billion in your business. However, the group has several individuals that do. So in the past, I have a little thing in the corner of my video here. You could see Elevated Coach Academy. My first paid offer that I did on my own was Elevated Coach Academy. And the concept was I had myself had made money online, but I didn't feel comfortable saying, hey, I can get you to $10,000 a month or whatever. So instead, what I did was I brought together people that I thought had a small piece to the puzzle, that if they were to share it amongst the community, share amongst the group, that would lead to a certain outcome, which the outcome was, hey, we want to get to the point where you're making $5,000 a month in your business. So I had, for example, this guy named Chris, who is he taught improv to like corporate companies, but that skill set of improv leads very well to sales. I obviously knew how to do sales. and I knew how to train on sales. And then I had someone named Tim Beeler, who was a branding expert who can help people think about the way that they present themselves online. Most problems I found out online, or not online, in business, it's not a marketing problem, it's a branding problem. So that's where like Tim came in. I had Elisa in there who was an expert marketer and really was good at kind of connecting the dots between branding and marketing and even sales. And so you could see how I was just handpicking these individuals and bringing them together so that way when problems came up and we had a group. For example, we had meetups every month where we'd go through and do hot seat coaching. It's like 3 hours long once a month, and everyone was solving each other's problems. The best part was it wasn't, hey, I joined Raylen's program. It was, I joined this community and we all solved each other's problems. And I charged $300 a month for that. So I charged mainly for a couple of reasons. I wanted to make sure people that are serious that were coming in were paying and to be there and all that. But that's how you can curate, or you could be the connector. My job simply was to say, hey, you have a problem. So-and-so over here has experience and is an expert in that one little problem. I'm going to put you guys together during this meetup, and you both are paying me to make that connection. So that's another way where, again, I was not claiming to be an expert, but yet and still that community did make me a good amount of money doing it. Which, by the way, let me know in the description below, if in the comments below, whether that you're on this on YouTube or whatever, let me know if I should bring that community back. I'm not going to lie. There's been moments just literally right before filming this that I missed having that community of people together. And there's a lot of reasons why I shut it down just to have a break, I think. But part of me wants to bring it back. So if you're thinking like, hey, I think it would be great to have a community of people that like think like me, that are on the same grind as me, and everyone there is trying to help each other grow, let me know if you would like a community like that. Maybe I'll bring that back. So that's the second way, okay? A paid community where you are the connector. One little subset of this is you don't have to do a paid community. You can simply also charge to connect people together. So I'll give you an example. I had somebody hire me, 2 different individuals hire me because they were like, hey, I really want a salesperson. It's hard to find the right salesperson. I knew a lot of people that were really good at sales that I personally had trained. So I said, hey, I'm going to connect you to this person. And for the first 6 months of them working with you, they quit for some reason. I'll find somebody new, but I'm also going to charge them. So it's a little bit different than a recruiter per se. It's just I'm connecting the 2 people and I'm actually training them on their unique business and how they should be selling according to their business. So that's an example too. And by the way, I charged 10 grand for that in each of the 2 situations, right? So again, you can, and again, I was not saying, hey, I am an expert at whatever. I just happen to know someone that I think would be a good fit for you, and it's going to save you time. You don't need to worry about training them. Like, I'm going to do all that. I'm going to take all the legwork out of it. All you got to do is just pay me the 10 grand. You have someone that's ready to go and selling in your business. So that's another example of being a connector, how you can make money online. Now, the third way you can make money online without being an expert is actually what you probably are seeing online more. I'm seeing the rise of this come up, and that's through templates and swap files. So a while ago I made this, and this has been a standing offer of mine for a long time, which is the 2 things. One is the 6-figure call guide that you've probably heard me mention before, and I'll put a link in the description below, and also I'll probably put something on the screen here. But the 6-figure call guide is literally my exact call guide that I've used to enroll people into my programs and made multiple 6 figures with, right? Why does it work? Because it makes it easier for you. You don't need to think about, well, how should I do an enrollment call? What are the questions it's all there, right? Even what you should do before the call and all of that, it's all in one place for you. So you don't have to, again, scour the internet, try to figure it out. And so I just happen to have a sales background. However, the other version of this that I have is called the Digital Entrepreneur Toolkit. So it's everything that I collected on my time online to make it easier for people to make money online. So that's, for example, I have a hook book in there. I've obviously the 6-figure call guide. There is the branding checklist to help you kind of figure that out. The roadmap to actually building your business. So everything that I've collected over time from various, sources is all in one place. So again, why would you pay for it? You would pay for it because you don't have to do the research. It's already there. And again, I don't have to be an expert in, again, hooks or making content online or the YouTube scripting guide that's in there. Again, I'm not a YouTube expert. However, I have friends like Evan Carmichael and other people that I watch online that I've analyzed their stuff and just broke down what they were doing and then told the people that buy this digital entrepreneur toolbox. Again, it's not me saying, hey, I'm an expert in these areas. It's me saying, hey, I've spent a lot of time that you don't have to spend analyzing people that are doing things that are working and telling you what they're doing. The caveat that I'll say to all of this is that the one thing that I can't stand is when people don't give credit to where it's due. Again, when I'm talking about like the YouTube scripting guide, I'm very clear that these are because in the YouTube scripting guide, I even have links to YouTube videos of other people. So you can go and watch it and see where I'm collecting this from. Hey, this is the YouTube video from my buddy Eddie. This is how he does the hook. Watch how he does it. This is actually really good. Here's a real life example of somebody else. Most of the examples are not actually of mine. They're of other people. But the point is I'm giving credit to other people. So if you're going to go down this route of, hey, I want to showcase what other people are doing and being paid for it, fine. Give credit where credit's due. And obviously don't steal anybody's intellectual property. This is not what this is about. What it is about is connecting people that do have that source material. So again, think about if you're on my newsletter, you probably have heard me give examples of really great ways to build your online business through like Genius Network, for example. I give credit to Genius Network because I didn't come up with the concept. They did, right? So these are the 3 ways that I thought, hey, if someone was just starting today, or maybe, for example, you have a brick and mortar business and you've been making money one way, here's another revenue source for you. I think about a lot of consultants that I meet that they made really good money in their consulting business, but it was all through referral and they want another revenue source. Take these 3 and run with it. Let me know how it works for you. As always, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. If you're listening to this on a podcast, go ahead and review the podcast, right? We do this every single week. The whole concept is, hey, can I provide enough value to you that where you can actually grow your business, or maybe even more importantly, improve your life a little bit. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.